Welcome. I am Prashana of the Dharma Initiative. This is your orientation film for Station 3 with regards to the Polaroid SX-70. Today, your instructions will include how to use creative filters so that you can exercise your creative endeavors and spice up your marriage to your Polaroid SX-70. Hi everyone, I'm Prashana, a fellow midlifer based in Singapore. I do dabble a lot in instant film photography, especially Polaroid photography. So if you've been using an SX-70 for quite a while now, you might be wondering what can you do to spice up your images, make them a little bit more Instagram worthy. So this episode will cover how you can use creative filters with an SX-70 camera such as this to take nicer and more interesting images. We have actually 4 different types of filters here. Of course, we have the legendary mint filter set. It used to be retailing for $250. The price has come down a lot. We also have 3 3D printed filter sets that you can sort of MacGyver on your own. One is based on COKIN filters that you might still be able to find on eBay. The other one is based on some AliExpress filters that you can actually get for pretty cheap. And of course, we have the old vintage Spectra filters that are a little bit hard to come by, but they're still a bit amazing. So I will cover that in a little bit more detail. All these fall under 4 different price tiers. I would consider the mint to be the most expensive option. COKIN filters, depending on whether you have the filters themselves, will probably be the second most expensive. Even though Spectra would be, I would say, the second most affordable option, the filters are a little bit hard to come by. And the most affordable option, of course, would be the filters that we got from AliExpress. Shout out to John. Thanks for lending us this filter set from AliExpress. He actually helped us make this episode possible, so shout out to him. So once you open your SX-70 camera, you'll notice that the taking lens has no filter threads present. So it becomes kind of impossible to natively screw on any filters that you might want to use. So actually all these sets that we have, they come with their own filter set holder. And they're very easy to use. All you have to do is just pop it at the front of the taking lens and they just snap into place. Once it's snapped into place, you can, of course, slot your respective filters inside. The only problem with a filter holder such as this is once it's on, you will not be able to close the camera at all. So let's cover them in a bit more detail. I'm going to start with the mint set first. So I'm going to pull that set out and let's talk about it. Alright, so this is the cool lens set by Mint. You can just ignore the price tag. It comes in this nice little box that holds all the filters and the filter holders. So I'm going to just do a quick opening. If you look at the filters themselves, the range is a bit limited. But if you look at the holder and the filters, the build quality is a lot better than the other sets that we have. This doesn't look like it is 3D printed. It seems like it's made from some good quality plastic. All these filters, I don't believe have any glass elements. They are all plastic. So it comes with a close-up set. It comes with a blue filter. So I think this blue filter will be fantastic for black and white images. It'll also be useful to reduce a bit of the magenta cast on your films. It comes with neutral density filters. So this is handy if you have a non-modified SX-70. It enables you sort of to shoot 600 film natively on a SX-70 camera that is not modified and is used to shooting SX-70 film. Of course, you have your classic yellow filters and you have this fisheye lens attachment. My only grievance is even though this part goes over the electric light meter eye, this part doesn't have the same lens filter that is present here. So you need to learn how to compensate for the light adjustment with some trial and error, of course. Yeah, so later we'll do some shots with this. I'm going to just show you how to use this as well. So let's pull out the SX-70 camera. So this is the camera itself. So of course, I think I showed you earlier how to put the filter in. I'm just going to repeat it again. Very simple. Just click it into place. Okay, as such. So using the filters is pretty straightforward. So I'm going to take up the close-up filter. All you have to do is align this part with this part here. It goes in like that and then it just locks into place. So For the close-up filter, there's no change in the light intensity, so I think you don't have to compensate your exposure compensation values. But when you use darker filters, such as the blue filter, then of course you might need to change your exposure compensation just so that it matches an idealized exposure. These are all positive films, so your exposure has to be more or less on point. Natural mint cameras, they have the time machine, so you can actually meter and set the settings yourself. But if you're using an automated machine, then just be a bit wary of that. Alright, so this is the COKIN filter set. These are actually used for 35mm film cameras. They have their own respective adapters to use them on 35mm cameras. But the nice thing about them is they're very versatile. They're just small rectangular filters. So naturally, you can actually adapt them to use it on your SX-70. All you have to do is go to thingiverse.com, look for an STL file which says, COKIN to SX-70 adapter, and then just print it out, okay? It works similar to the Mint filter holder. All you have to do is just snap it on to your SX-70. The nice thing about this filter set is that that whole plastic filter will cover the light sensor as well. So you don't really have to do any compensation to light values. And the nice thing about this is that the COKIN set has a huge variety. You can just look at it. This is just some of the ones that I have. So if you're shooting a lot of black and white, you want specific gradation of color, you can just slot it in. Later, I think Ian and I will try to see if we can recreate a simulation so you can have an idea of how it looks like. And the beauty of using these filters, as I said, is you don't have to compensate for the light values. The only problem with this set that I've experienced is that if you want to use certain creative filters, such as the split prism, then of course it becomes a bit difficult to use because this is not square in line with the lens itself. It's actually off center, and some of these filters, they don't sit properly on the holder. I think I need to like jam it in, but I'm not going to force it. You can technically still use it like this, but you might need to tape it or blue tack it, which kind of defeats the purpose of the holder in the first place. We'll take some images with this in a short while, so stay tuned for that. Let's go over the other filter set as well by Spectra right now. Okay, so these are the Spectra filters. Okay, there's actually two different sets that are available. One set is a lot more easier to find, so you might need to do a bit of homework on eBay or your second-hand markets to find both sets. Okay, they too have a special holder that you need to print from Thingiverse, so you can look for the Spectra to SX-70 adapter, print it out. It works the same way just like the other holders, just snap it on such as this. So if we open the cases, so the nice thing about the original filters is they come with their own little cases like that, okay? They have different filters for different effects. So like you have your split prism images. You also have like your speed images, so you can artificially create like motion blur on one side of the image. And you have like multi-split image. I think I've spoken about that. You also have like your special creative red filters to shoot with. If you like to take like long exposures and all that, then of course you have like certain NDs and polarizers that you might want to use. You use them the same way. The nice thing about these filter set is that some of them, they actually cover the light sensor itself, so you don't have to compensate. But of course, if you're using a filter such as this red one, then you may need to overexpose your image. There might be a bit of trial and error. So in terms of difficulty of using, I would say it's in between the COKIN filters and the Mint filters themselves. But if you use a specific image, image prism like this one here, then there's no adjustment required to the light meter. I think it's quite foolproof. I think all of you are getting the hang of using these filters. I'm just going to quickly cover the AliExpress ones as well. Alright, so this is the filters from AliExpress. They are actually 37mm filters, so they don't come as a set per se for Polaroid. These are just creative filters that you can use on any camera, but they have been modified with a special adapter, this one here, to be used on an SX-70 camera. So you can go to Thingiverse, you can look for adapters such as this. Then you attach a step-up ring with the threads present. So this is a 25 to 37 step-up ring. With that, we will place this on the camera and we will use the filters. The filters, you can get it from anywhere, honestly. It doesn't have to be AliExpress. Each of them costs a few dollars. All you have to do is just screw them on. The nice thing about this brand of filters is you can actually rotate the filters to a point where you're happy with the image. So I'm going to just really quickly show you what I mean by that. So of course you will screw on the filters onto the threads. Whoops. Okay. So once it's tight, you can actually adjust the direction of the filter. So I do really like this about this set of filters. Of course, you don't have to just get like split prisms that we have gotten here. You can even get like colored filters such as the ones here. This shares the same problem as the Mint filter set in the sense that the filter here doesn't compensate for any change in light value. So you might need to use your exposure compensation dial, especially if you're using colored filters down here. But if it's split prism or this, I don't think you should worry about that too much. Another thing is these filters aren't really stackable either. So just play around with it. But this is a quick way into this area of photography. Let's quickly start shooting with all the filters. We're not going to shoot every single filter, but we're going to show you a few images from each set. We're going to create like a small mock-up model so that you can all have an idea of the different kinds of effects that you can achieve with these filters. Mind you that all these filters, they are plastic elements, so they do scratch quite easily. Make sure you take good care of them. Since this doesn't come as a set, you may need to buy a separate pouch or bag just to store the filters themselves. Without further ado, let's start shooting. So naturally at midlife first, Ian is kind of in charge of the lights. Without anyone asking, he got some new lights. So you can see all the new lights here. Okay, even the one back there. This is the setup we're gonna use to test out the creative filters. I don't think you should worry so much about the quality of the image. You just see what each filter can do for you, whether it is suitable for you. So this is our scene. We have an SX-70 that's mounted on a tripod. We're gonna try to keep it fixed in one position. I did some initial test shots of the light so that I can calibrate this expired film accurately. This is our model here. So I know this model can keep still for very long. We're gonna try the different filters from the different sets and see how they render the images and whether this is something you might be interested in. And of course, if you like a specific kind of look, then of course buy those set of filters. So let's get started. All right, so the fisheye effect is unique to the Mint set specifically. So we're gonna use that and take one image as well. Let's shoot the image. We've kind of calibrated the shots. Once I put the fisheye in, I had to refocus because the focus distance changed. Okay. All right, so this is the close-up. Unfortunately, I had to unmount it because it gets really close. Okay, but I do remember how I mounted the camera, so I'm gonna just mount it back accurately for the remaining shots. So this is the COKIN filter set holder. So I do have like a graduated red filter that I'm gonna use, but I'm just gonna use the red part alone. Okay, just make sure it slots in all the way, an image. I'm quite keen to see how this affects the yellow duochrome because we have a really red backdrop there. COKIN. Alright, so on screen you'll realize the image has become soft and dreamy. That's because actually I'm using this soft diffuser by COKIN. I'm going to reuse this on the SX-70 as well. So let's see what image we can get, whether we can recreate such a soft, dreamy image. Okay, let's wait for it to develop. Alright, so for random prisms like this that don't really fit on the filter properly, I'm just going to hold the filter over the lens, make sure my composition is okay, and take the image. Alright, so we're done shooting all the images. We've used each of the filters, we've given them a try. The images are actually developing right here. I've labeled all of them so that we don't get confused or anything. Some of the filters are similar between sets, so like split prisms, they might be available in different sets. So you may want to compare the quality of them side by side. You can just freeze the video. Let's let them cook a bit more, and then after this I'll scan them in and Ian will play them shortly for you on screen. So it's time for pros and cons. So as you would have seen, the mint filters, they are actually very nice. The build quality is pretty decent. Of course, they only come with these few options. So if you want to partake in some creative endeavors and spice up your SX-70 Instagram game, then this might not be adequately enough for most of us. The COKIN filters themselves, they're pretty nice. Of course, you have to go online, go to Thingiverse, find the STL file. The only issue I had with it is some of the creative filters, they don't sit squarely center on the filter holder. That kind of makes it a bit hard to use, especially for those split prism images. The nice thing, of course, is if you shoot a lot of black and white, then I think both the mint and the COKIN filter set are fantastic because they have a lot of these colored filters available. The Spectra set is a bit unique, okay? You also still need to print out an STL file. They are a bit limiting, but not as limiting as the mint set itself. It also comes with a few creative options, split, speed, all that, so you can play around with it quite a fair bit. I would say it's a nice middle range if you're considering getting this, but the problem is finding them in a good state. Spectra cameras have not been used, have been extinct for quite a while, so to speak, and finding the filters is even harder. So finding them at a good price is going to be a little bit tough. My personal favorite was actually the AliExpress filters, okay? You can get them for pretty cheap and they sit more or less central to the image, or rather the taking lens of the camera. So it's kind of nice to actually be able to use split prisms. You can also find colored filters from AliExpress and they're just a few dollars each. And the nice thing is you can pretty much buy the ones you want. Whereas when you get like a COKIN filter set, sometimes you may get filters that you don't really want. So those are my personal take on these. If there is one I would probably get, I'll probably buy the AliExpress filters, okay? Get the STL file, download it, get someone to print it or you print it yourself, mount a step-up ring, and then buy the necessary filters that you find would be fun to use. None of these filters appeared stackable, so I think if anyone can create a filter holder that enables this, that would be quite cool, because I think it'd be quite fun to combine different filter effects on different films. But other than that, I think the clear winner here is the AliExpress filters. Welcome to the island. You're now a member of the Dharma Initiative. Your objective here was to learn all about filters for the betterment of mankind as well as for world peace. So that's the end of this episode. I hope you all loved it. This is Prash signing off. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode of Midlifers.